have our usual segment, The Numbers. And today, I'd like us to focus on a discussion that was rife earlier this week, actually for the past couple of weeks. And this was when the security for VIPs, particularly Governor Ali Hassan Joho, was withdrawn. Yes, there were issues about how it was done and whether due process was followed, but I think the numbers tell an interesting story and something that you need to think about. So let's take a look at our numbers here. Now, 11,000. This is the number of police officers who've been allocated to VIPs in the country. 11,000 out of a total number of police officers in the country at 80,000. Now, this is a huge number that was even brought up in the Philip Ransley report, talking about 10% of the country's policemen serving very important persons in the country. Now, let's break down some of these numbers just a little bit. And if you take a look at the wall now, 200 bodyguards for President Uhuru Kenyatta alone. And please note that when he is moving, there's about 200 more who are assigned to him to ensure his safety during mobility, and the numbers just continue to boggle the mind. 45 bodyguards for Deputy President William Ruto, and if you take a look at the numbers, they just keep going. There's 12 bodyguards for the court leaders each. That is Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Moses Wetangula, and these numbers are just the tip of the iceberg. By the way, all constitutional commissioners are allocated bodyguards as well. There's an average of about 7 bodyguards per VIP. So these numbers are not all. Those are just some of the ones I took. Cabinet secretaries also get bodyguards. Some of them 3, but others have been known to have 10 bodyguards each. The police bosses, of course, the Inspector General has 11 guards. His deputies have a similar number as well. Governors are also in the mix. Don't forget, together with their deputy governors, members of parliament, the speakers of the 2 houses, the judiciary, constitutional commissions, parastatals, the list goes on, and this is something that the IPOA has talked about, and this is why it is important. So take a look at this recommended police ratio. This is according to the UN. It's supposed to be 1 policeman for 430 civilians. What is the number in Kenya today? It is 1 policeman. If we can take a look at some of those, yeah, here we go with the numbers. 1 policeman for 1,096 citizens. This is Kenya's police ratio. Now, IPOA has talked about this and said that there is increasing insecurity in the country at the moment. Like we told you, the Philip Ransley report has also raised this issue. So when you take a look at these numbers, much as there was issue with how the Cabinet Secretary for Interior might have talked about this issue in regards to certain political leaders, the big question we want to ask you here on Checkpoint tonight is, who's guarding you? Who is looking after you? Because IPOA is saying these numbers are huge. In fact, some of those end up being misused, and that there is no point in continuing to recruit more policemen if more of them go into protecting and guarding VIPs, and some of them even don't carry out some of those functions. Some of them end up doing duties other than those that they were assigned, picking up children from school, running errands, going for shopping. So when you take a look at these numbers and you take a look at the crime rates today, I want you to ask yourself that very important question: who is guarding you? And those are your numbers for tonight.